I'm dreaming of a wet winter. Oh dear, I shouldn't be making myself laugh. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to the second instalment of a Christmas Countdown. So we've not exactly done very well with the Christmas Countdown so far this year, have we? I released like the first one, but I don't know, was that about 5 months ago? But anyway, I haven't been able to do another one since. But here we go. We're doing the second one for you. There's still time to get a few installments of Christmas Countdown in. So I'll see how many we can get in between now and Christmas. Hello, good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in to the second installment of GWV Christmas Countdown. If you've been with me on the live stream about 1 minute ago, then hello to all of you that were on the live stream with me. And thank you so much for crossing over to Christmas Countdown number 2. Thank you so much, Richard, for our Christmas updates gift. Thank you so much, my friend. I love it. Love it. You see, I still am in quite a bit of pain with the rib of that. But there we go, ribs. But there we go. Never mind about that. We're going to crack on with your second installment of GWV's Christmas Countdown right now. Thank you so much, Richard, for the gift. Right, let's move over to Mr. Seller.fr then. And as always, with the Christmas Countdown updates, we're starting on the 1st of December, and we're going to run this right way through to the Christmas and post-Christmas period. Now, remember, we're just looking to see if we can find trends within the model, but we've got to do more updates for that, of course, given that we've only done one, and that was weeks ago. But in theory, we're looking for trends within the extended CFS model to see if we can predict the likely conditions around Christmas. Now, it's too far out to be telling you what can be doing at 3 p.m. on Christmas afternoon. Though, as I say, just looking for a trend within the model. We're using the CFS 12Z run for no particular reason, and that's the one we've always historically used out of the 4. And like, it shouldn't make any difference really between any of the runs, the Midnight Run, the 6Z run, the 12Z run, or the 18Z. Right, okay, so we're starting off on the 1st of December here. And we've got a classic looking westerly zonal thing going on with low pressure heading in from off the Atlantic there. So let's carry on running through then. And we go into the opening days of December. Quite interesting that low pressure starts to dive southwards, begins to become a cut-off low towards the coast of Morocco and Portugal. And at the same time, high pressure is beginning to build to our east. So that's not a classic Scandinavian high. However, it is in a position that could start dragging in some colder air from off the continent. Another ridge beginning to try and get going out to the northwest as well. So very anti-cyclonic sort of first week to December here with this CFS run. Will be a lot of dry weather and probably quite cold. This is turning colder as we go in towards the second week of December as the high pressure now ascension between Scotland and Iceland. And that's starting to bring the wind around to an easterly. So yeah, we have got a bit of Scandinavian high type influence there. It's like somewhere between Scandinavian and Icelandic high, I guess. But it's enough to bring the wind in from the east. That could bring some snow showers, particularly into southern and eastern parts of the country. And just generally quite a cold and wintry feel there as we're going into the second week of December. High pressure still in control as we're heading up towards the middle part of the month. That's the 12th of December. High pressure beginning to sink towards Germany and Poland, but it's still dragging in that southerly, southeasterly flow, still bringing quite a lot of cold continental air with it. Right, well, let's start trying to run more towards Christmas then. So a cold first after December, lots of frost and a bit of an easterly as well, could deliver some snow showers. However, as moving towards the middle part of December, milder air, or less cold air, starting to move in from off the Atlantic. But again, we see high pressure re-establishing once more around the middle part of the month. This time it is in a milder position. It could bring a little bit of frost and fog, but really that's a milder area of high pressure centering around the Bay of Biscay. Notice much of Europe looking very cold, by the way. So people are tuning in from Europe. Hello to our European viewers. Much of Central, Northern and Eastern Europe looking very cold, but anywhere east from Germany looking really quite bitter. But for us, we've been protected by that ridge, so not overly cold and probably starting to turn milder, wouldn't you know it, as we move towards Christmas. Okay, well, we're at the 20th of December. Let's get to Christmas. So we've got low pressure heading in from off the Atlantic. That's bringing a change to more unsettled conditions after all of that dry, chilly weather in the first half of the month. It's not overly mild. The low pressure and the jet stream is kind of to the south of us. High pressure out to the west. So this could actually be quite a coldish sort of run up to Christmas. You wouldn't rule out a chance of some sleet and snow there, particularly with to the north of high ground. And then as that low sinks away southwards by the eve of Christmas Eve, we're into a not particularly cold northeasterly flow, but probably cold enough to, again, bring some snow showers into northern and eastern parts of the country. So quite a cold run up to Christmas. Christmas Eve sees high pressure then ridging through the country. So that's a cold Christmas Eve under that ridge of high pressure. Would deliver overnight frost. No snow, but like overnight frost would be possible. And the ridge hangs on, at least for the south anyway, into Christmas Day. So northern areas turning milder here as we're going into Christmas Day, with probably some showery bursts of rain in the far north. But otherwise we're under high pressure, and nothing has really happened to stir up the atmosphere. So I reckon that also would be a cold Christmas Day, with again the risk of the degrees to some frost and fog would be likely there. Let's get towards the New Year. So Boxing Day, by the way, starts to bring milder air into the north with outbreaks of rain. Probably still quite cold, even down in the south. But then all areas turning milder with westerly winds setting in by the 27th of December. This looks like it's going to set up like a classic sort of mild, wet and windy New Year. Let's have a look. So low pressure is well and truly in control by the 28th of December, bringing outbreaks of rain. And those low-pressure cyclonic conditions carry on to New Year's Eve. Notice starting to bring down a bit of a northerly again on New Year's Eve, so probably turning colder into the New Year. That's New Year's Day. Again, winds are in from the north and from the north-east. That could deliver some snow showers into the north and the east. Overnight frost likely there as well. So a cold start to 2026. Nothing spectacular, but like quite a seasonal looking feel anyway. Then high pressure's building back through the country as we're going on into the 2nd of January. So a lot of dry, frosty, cold weather with that. And the high pressure beginning to try and get itself up towards Scandinavia. So is this going to set up easterly? Let's have a look. So through the first week of January, turning colder. Winds switching into the east. And yeah, check that out. That's a beautiful blocking area of high pressure that we see there from Scandinavia to Iceland. Low pressure, which is something we look for, centered around Italy, and a proper sort of long fetch easterly wind there. Blimey, well, that would deliver snow showers into the first week of January, particularly into the south and the east. And it would be feeling bitterly cold with that as well. Okay, well, interesting signals for January. High pressure then looks like it's about to go into retrograde and move its way towards Greenland and Iceland. And oh, goodness gracious me, down comes this northeasterly. So the cold spell that sets up from the first week of January, intensifying into the second week of the month, becoming bitterly cold with both east and northeasterlies. Lots of snow galore across the country. Snow galore. That's a gabby sum, isn't it? Got a low coming into that cold air from the west as well. That would deliver like proper summer. So that's like a really cold first half of January, either from the easterly or then from the northeasterlies. Bitterly cold through the first half of January. And the Scandinavian highs having a go at getting itself back together again to the second half of the month, would you believe? Another sort of diving low type thing there. And, well, we're going to end this on the 21st of January because, like, we're well past Christmas now. There's no point going on, is there? But it looks like the winter continues there with high pressure again blocking off the Atlantic over Scandinavia. Oh, all right, but let's go on, shall we? Can't resist it when you start, can you? Like, it's always fascinating. See what the CFS is going to do. And, yeah, so a proper battle there between high pressure to the east, low pressure out to the west. That could deliver snow as that low comes into that cold air. But it looks like we end January on a mild and wet and windy note then. I won't go any further than that. But that's like a really cold January. Probably be our coldest January since 2010, maybe even further back than that. Wouldn't be sub-zero city January, I don't think. But, like, it would be a cold January anyway. But for Christmas, well, actually quite cold from like frost and fog perspective. And all in all, like a pretty wintry sort of first half to winter there, both December, but particularly the first half of January. If you've enjoyed the second installment of Christmas Countdown, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. Thanks so much Richard Shaw for our Christmas updates gift. And we're going to try and get another Christmas update for you done within the next few days as well. So keep checking back to the channel for more. For the second installment of the 2025 Christmas Countdown. That's all for now. And thanks for watching.